Now, let's talk about the Virgin Mary, the word Alma and Bethula, and the switching of words of the eminence who basically canonize the Bible. Let's get into this. The Quran is clear that Mary was a virgin, but doesn't use the word virgin per se as a word. The implication, however, is there that she was a virgin, as she asked, "How shall I have a child when no man hath touched me?" No man means not anyone, not even her own husband Joseph, or Yusuf, peace be upon him, had intercourse with her. This is from the Quran. In the Bible, on the other hand, did use the word virgin in its King James Version and NIV, yet the RSV Bible clearly omitted the word virgin from the Bible. Let's read the Bible. The NIV Bible and the King James Version says this: "Will you try the patience of my God also? Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son." Okay. The RSV says, "Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, a young woman." Now, how did it go from virgin to young woman? Young woman and virgin is not synonymous. Alma in Hebrew is not the same as Bethula. Bethula means virgin, but Alma was there all the time. Okay. Now, Josh is sitting online telling people the word Alma and Bethula is the same. I'm going to show you that it's not. In a shock survey of evangelical bishops in the June 1984, it was revealed that 31 of their 39 bishops thought that Christ's miracles, the virgin birth, and the resurrection might not have happened exactly as described in the Bible. In deference to the bishops of the Church of England, the Anglicans, the Church of Scotland most respectfully omitted any reference to the virgin birth from its most recent publication, A Statement of Faith. The topic of the miraculous conception of Jesus, peace be upon him, is getting increasingly hotter for Western Christianity to handle, as you see here. Here's a document. This is what they're doing. Now, I have to ask you, if Bethula and Alma was the same as Josh 30:10 says it is, why would they switch the words? Why would they take out Bethula and put back Alma? Because Alma is basically the original word that was supposed to be in the Hebrew. Let's go on. "Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel." Okay. The indispensable version in the above verse has now been replaced in the RSV with the phrase "a young woman," which is the correct translation of the Hebrew word Alma. Alma is the word which has occurred all along in the Hebrew text and not Bethula, which means virgin. This correction is only to be found in the English language translation, folks, as the RSV is only published in this tongue. For the African and the Afrikaner, the Arab and the Zulu, in fact, in the 1500 other languages of the world, Christians are made to continue to swallow the misnomer virgin. So, you mean to tell me that the African, the Afrikaner, the Arab Christian, the Zulu Christian, and the other 1,500 languages of the world still have in their Bibles version, yet the English has removed it? Is that strange? It's strange to me. That's very strange. Now, here's a 9-year-old Thai girl who had a child. This is a document. Can't get around it. So let me make it larger so you can see it. Thai officials shocked to hear of a 9-year-old becoming a mother. So ask Josh, 3010, and DeAndre, does a 9-year-old who's a young girl who had a child still constitutes she's a virgin? And how can Alma and Bethula be synonymous? Ask them that question. Now, we're going to look at one of the biggest contradictions because they deal with the Bible. As we have read previously in my illustration, no two Bibles are the same. You have one with 66 books, 73 books, another with 80 books, another one with 81 books, and another with 84 books. And it's strange because Minister DeAndre read in the Bible that men are inspired by so-called God or Yahweh. Okay. But these Bibles, books have been canonized, meaning they have been authorized by men, books taken out, added back in, scripts made as footnotes, words replaced back to what it was supposed to be, as the illustration I've done with Alma. So we see a big contradiction with the books themselves. If I didn't know anything about the Bible or the church or whatever, and somebody presented me these books, and I wanted to say, step into Christianity, I would have to investigate. I probably wouldn't, because you got to ask yourself, which book is right? There's the confusion right there. Okay? Who authorized these people to remove books if they're the inspired words of Yahweh to man? Yet Minister DeAndre is so focused in the Qur'an contradictions, he's not even focused on his own book. Now, let's look at the Qur'an. I gave you 5 books of the Bible, but here are 8. Okay, I have at least maybe 11 or 13 Qur'ans. They all have the original text, which is the Arabic, meaning it's the Qur'an. If there's no Arabic there, then it's not a Qur'an. It's a transliteration or translation, and it's not really a Qur'an. The Bible without the Hebrew is not a real Bible. Let's get that straight. And the people here in America have the English. They don't have the Hebrew. They don't read Hebrew. these 8 Bibles I'm putting up against 5 because all of them have chapters 1 to 114, every last one of them. Not one chapter or verse is missing. Can't say that for the Bible. Again, no 2 Bibles are alike. Okay? So the Quran in its Arabic text is always the same since 1400 years ago. Can't say that for the Bible. You just can't. So, the Quran doesn't have chapters 1 to 20 in one book, and then from chapter 1 to chapter 50. No, it goes from chapter 1 to chapters 114. Every one of them. So, people, you be the judge. Which book is more authentic? One that was written 1,000 years after Jesus, or one that was written in a 23-year period while Muhammad was still alive and he finished it? Yeah. The Bibles that you hold were put together 1,000 years after Jesus. Jesus never knew nothing about a Bible. Remember, he had a gospel and not gospels. So, with that, I say Minister DeAndre need to focus more on his own book. And I will be right back with part 4. Peace.